Enough is enough. It's a crackdown on shoplifting and big box store thefts. It's called Retail Blitz. Cops here in Henderson, Nevada are cracking down today, and they've invited us along for the ride. They've got teams of detectives ready to pounce.
You're gonna go to jail.
And their message is clear. You shoplift here, you're going to jail. How many does this make just today so far?
I think we're up to 6 right now.
6 today?
Yeah.
We've been with you?
Yes. Okay. And we still have 6 hours to go. While
we were there, these 2 women at an Old Navy clothing store sure seemed like shoppers. They're even pushing a stroller. One telltale sign they're up to mischief. There's no baby in there. There wasn't a baby in the stroller.
No, there was no baby in the stroller. They were using that stroller as a decoy to use to conceal the items that they were stealing.
They leave without paying, and the cops pounce. And to make matters worse, there's a car full of kids and it's 85 degrees outside. Police pulled.
Can you believe what you're seeing? 2-month-old video. So, you know, guys, every now and then I do economic videos. And I started last week watching a slew of videos in relation to Christmas. And so I thought I'd put together just a whole lot of videos. Don't say too much, maybe, who knows, but people, America, we got 2 spectrums going. We have those who need and those who steal just to have a living. Those who need, they need, whatever the reason is. And part of that need could be drugs, fill in the blank. Down on your luck, fill in the blank. Whatever circumstance, not justifying, just saying it. Then you got those criminals who are just criminals. It's a job to them. And they have a network and a ring and they sell stuff nationally, internationally. We have laws on the books, which, in my humble opinion, it invited the problem. Now we got laws coming out to tighten it up, like P6 and other things coming down the pipe in different cities. It pushes back a little bit. My question to you is it enough? And is it too late? And will we have this prison pipeline thing soar through the roof? It's terrible. I researched this video, it took about a week and a half, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put something together. It's Christmas time. I wish that the economy, I wish the political system, I wish that people did not choose this. Look, I'm not justifying any crime, but if I see somebody go in the grocery store and I see them get arrested and they say, look, I haven't eaten in days, I'm down on my luck, I just lost my job, I don't have a car, I don't have a place to stay, my family kicked me out because they were on drugs, whatever the reason is, and I feel moved in my heart to help them, I'm going to help them. I'm just going to help them. And hopefully while they're in jail, they think about it, maybe they can get on the right path. But we're in a quagmire, people, not only in America, but around the world. Let's get it on. Check this thing out. Check this thing out. It's crazy. Now here's some boosters. They literally do this for a living. Although they just say, look, I'm poor, and that's their reason. Watch this.
Going to mall porque that mall is too much black people.
Yes.
Y no penitencia for Spanish people or white people.
We get all the clothes and I sell it to the lady, to the mechera. Because she pays for the blue jeans for kids, $10. And for the shorts, $5.
Lo hacemos porque la renta en Nueva York es muy cara. Todos los biles, seguro de carro, todo. Ah, no nervous. I love him boosting. Shut up, bájese entonces.
She love boosting.
We're gonna go in now with the bag, and we're gonna fill out the bags, and that's it. So let's go.
Okay, vámonos. Okay.
Because you could say that it's easy, but it's not that easy. It's stressful. This is like a job.
They walk in, get stuff, and walk out. I want you to hear this guy's comment on it. Listen to this here.
As these two walked out of stores with bags full of clothes, no one approached them, even when the alarm went off. You gotta love the game.
They literally went in there and ripped the place off. Literally drove away. Look at what they got. Look at this. Look at this. Went to the place, sorted it out. It's on the bed. They're in New York. Look at all the merchandise. Look, dumping it out the bag. Look at that. They basically have a whole retail store in the house, and they sell the stuff. They sell the stuff nationally and internationally. They sell it to different parts of the world. They even got a mechanism to take the alarm thing off. Here, watch this. Watch this.
See, how you think that sound?
They pop it off. Look at all this merchandise, people. Our prices are going up, not just because of the inflation, but because of theft. Like I said, we're in a quagmire. Look at all that. I ran businesses for 19 years. I tell you, it's rough. I've been shot at. I've had my employees pistol whipped. It's not good. I still have mental issues because of it. I had nightmares for years after being in robberies. It's not good. It's crazy, ain't it? Now, in some stores across America, everything's locked up. But I'm telling you, I believe it's problem, action, solution. And as we go into the one world system where everything be locked up just like this, where you can't buy or sell without the mark. In other words, you can justify by locking everything up because of theft, but the overriding reason could be lock everything up because they want you to participate in the one world system, that is, take the mark. It's deep, ain't it?
Lock and key at this San Francisco Target as seen in this now viral video. A company spokesperson telling News Nation that the chain takes, quote, a multi-layered approach to combating theft on a limited basis. We also employ theft-deterrent merchandising strategies, such as locking cases for categories that are prone to theft. Still, the video paints a worrying picture about the perilous state of retail across the U.S. According to the National Retail Federation, L.A., the San Francisco Bay Area, New York City, Houston, and Miami were the 5 worst metropolitan areas when it came to organized retail theft in 2021. Chicago, Sacramento, Seattle, Atlanta, and Dallas-Fort Worth rounded out the not-so top 10. Rite Aid, considering upping the ante to stop would-be thieves, its chief retail officer said late last year the company is looking into putting up everything behind showcases to prevent product loss. The toll also forcing some stores to close up shop.
Walmart's closing like 150 stores nationwide. All this justification. Look at that. They even got canines. Even got dogs in some places sniffing around. It's crazy. Now here's John, my man. He's going to show you for the end of the year how many businesses are closing up. He's just walking through a mall area, strip mall. Watch this here. This video just came out yesterday. I watched this yesterday. Watch this here.
Hey, what's up, guys? John here. Party City is now closing 850 locations.
Party City, the company told corporate employees on a call today the business would be winding down operations immediately after nearly 40 years.
Party City CEO says they are winding down operations at more than 850 stores.
10,100 full-time workers be out of work and 6,400 part-time workers.
Party is over for retailer Party City. The company told corporate employees on a call today would be their last day of work.
So you're looking at 16,500 jobs gone. But then next door, you have the Dollar Tree. They have just committed to closing 1,000 locations.
Dollar Tree says it is closing 600 of its Family Dollar stores.
Dollar Tree is moving into dozens of closed 99-cents only stores.
Directly next door is Petco. Petco just got downgraded by the S&P from a B+ to a B-.
Petco, they are sinking today after slashing their full year guidance.
And Joe Biden pardons his son, allegedly walks away with millions of dollars, saying he had nothing to do with what his son was doing. And America's in a terrible state. And I could probably pull up 100 videos since he took office when he kept saying jobs, 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 America. People, he's a lie, lie, lie. And if you understand what I'm saying, put in the comment section if this has affected you and or your family or your neighbor. This is our reality. We have been lied to. Every quarter, every last 3 months of the year, the last quarter of the year, I always look at the economy to see not who's trying to make it to the end of the year and who might get out of their business come January, February. I look at it like, okay, what's the barometer for the whole next year? Because back in the day when I was running restaurants and I worked in a mall particularly, I knew maybe 40% of the stores was hanging on by a thread, and Christmas always bailed them out and they could make it through the rest of the year. When I started doing this economic research about a week and a half ago, I'm telling you, certain parts of these cities are going to go into a desert. And it's just not online shopping. Some is online shopping. Some is people doing Amazon and UPS. I get it. They can get next day or 2 days later delivery, sometime for a cheaper price, inexpensive. But folks don't have that additional income anymore, people. This is crazy. Thousands of businesses going out of job. And like I did a video about 4 or 5 months ago, you guys probably remember, I broke this thing down like nobody's business, saying that the thing was built up on a falsehood. Okay? We got two different economies, ours and theirs. And they kept building all these stores. Now you hired all these people, hired all these managers, you got all these districts, put all these people to work, build all the builders, everybody's making money. But it was based on a phony economy because our government, in conjunction with the Federal Reserve, just kept printing money out of thin air. And now, as they're slowly trying to retract everything, that is, put it back in line, like I did another video maybe 6 months ago, and I busted out the Fed chairman when he said, look, we're going to have to get the economy back in line, and the best way to do that is to unemploy people. This is sick. So our economy, by and large, I'd say about over 35% was based on fake. It's a fake economy. It was ballooned up. So instead of you, let's say for example, instead of you needing 2,000 restaurants, all you needed was probably 1,300. But because people thought the money was great, boom. It's the same like the 2008 crisis. Giving everybody and their mama a loan for a house, adjustable rate mortgages. They set us up. It's bad, people, it's bad. Now, I'm gonna run a string of videos because Prop 6 is in the House. Started about a week ago. Prop 6. You'll understand what it's about. Back in the day, when you stole anything basically under $1,000, it was a misdemeanor. And now you get caught again. After your second time, you're going to jail. So it's going to take time to take effect. But this retail theft, a lot of these cities are getting on it now. You're going to jail now.
Now, this is something that voters overwhelmingly approved last month by nearly 70%. Prop 36 reverses Prop 47, which passed back in 2014, reducing some felonies to misdemeanors. Reclassification meant crimes such as repeat shoplifting merchandise under $950 carried a much lighter sentence. Sacramento County Sheriff Jim Cooper says so far this year they've arrested around 1,000 people for retail theft, and about 80 to 90% were just given citations. But now with Prop 36, he expects a big change in the behavior of reoffending.
Because it really changed the landscape, because up until now, if you stayed below 950, you got a citation and didn't go to jail. Now if you have 2 convictions, that 3rd conviction becomes a wobbler. It can become a felony and really has some teeth into it.
Prop 36 also creates a new treatment-focused court process for some drug possession crimes.
And when you put it in conjunction with what Trump is trying to do, stop the fentanyl crisis and the drugs coming over, it will probably take a generation to clean it up. But at least we got to start. They let this thing happen. But now we're going to be a commodity. My prediction, within 2 to 3 years, prison population is going to go up probably 20% or more. It's sad. I hate even talking about it. But we got to match it with some rehab dollars. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just putting out the video.
Reading police are wasting little time conducting a retail theft and quality of life sting right now, just one day after Proposition 36 went into effect.
The afternoon began with a briefing in the patrol building. Then it was time for the 20 or so officers to hit the streets. It didn't take long. Police have been busy arresting and booking people for drug and theft offenses that after a 3rd time now become felonies under Prop 36, meaning possible prison time instead of a citation.
The reasons behind today's operation was the passage of Prop 36, which went into effect yesterday. So today's operation is a direct result of that, immediately enforcing the crimes for Prop 36.
What does that mean?
So Prop 36 changed some misdemeanors back to felonies, which will allow the courts to force people that are arrested into rehab versus prison time. If they choose not to go to rehab or they don't complete rehab, then they're eligible for prison on certain sentences.
It's deep, y'all. It's deep. I pray for these young people. Anybody's in need, get some type of job, people, because look, don't get this felony on your back. Think of it like this. Between the illegals being over here, people, the opportunities are going to be scarce. Between the illegals, between all these businesses closing down, and you would speculate at least 20% that did not close down, they're going to cut back on labor. You feel me? So in other words, the job market pool is going to shrink, people. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
We may start seeing some changes soon. California is getting tough on 2 persistent and frustrating problems: retail theft and drug crimes. Prop 36 went into effect across the state today, targeting repeat offenders. This after voters overwhelmingly approved it last month. So what happens now? Our Wilson Walker spoke to San Francisco's DA to see what her office will be doing differently.
As of today, we will be keeping track of people who begin to accumulate convictions for certain types of crimes. So for misdemeanor petty theft and for misdemeanor drug offenses.
San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins says Prop 36 will not change many day-to-day decisions in her office, at least not right away. The new law was primarily intended to curb retail theft.
We deal with a lot of those break-ins, and of course, you know, the cost of replacing the glass.
Have you had a business? You know what this feels like? It's crazy, people. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Drug crimes in our state.
This new law allows prosecutors to charge people with a felony for certain drugs or thefts under $950 if they've been convicted of drugs or theft twice. It's aimed to reverse some of the ripple effects of Prop 47 that was passed in 2014, a law that reclassified some felonies to misdemeanors.
A long time overdue.
Tonight, I spoke with an employee at a clothing store in Carlsbad. I asked her about Prop 36. She tells me it's necessary because it protects store employees if there's harsher punishments for crimes.
There's a recent robbery in this plaza within the last year, and you know, as a store with all women essentially working here, you know, we want to feel safe and protected.
CBS 8 spoke with San Diego Sheriff Kelly Martinez earlier today about Prop 36. She tells us they don't expect to see an influx in jails immediately because an individual must need 2 prior convictions for the 3rd incident to become a felony. She says because of Prop 47, most people haven't been convicted of these crimes and hopes people will report crime when they see it. That's really...
It's about to get real, people. Tell these kids, especially if they're not listening to you, to watch this video. It's about to get real. And we don't know how deep Trump will go. I said about a month ago, you know, when you talk about curving a country, you might say one thing, but you might do another. There's no telling what extreme that Donald Trump might go to. And if you out here doing the same old thing and you're trying to calculate it in relation to the news that you see, don't bet on it. I'm keeping it real. It's a new sheriff in town, baby. The climate is different.
If they keep doing so and someone dies.
Right now, we're creating a working group with all the different law enforcement agencies in the county and in the region with the other DA's office to set up protocols and procedures.
They're also making retail theft resources available to businesses, such as sharing webinars. This is one of the warning signs businesses can request, which says this is a protected business and gives a barcode, making it easier to report crime.
Look at that.
I'm excited for getting these businesses back up and going, especially I'm a advocate for the small family businesses, obviously.
Back out here live, the district attorney's office has put up a web page kind of sharing all the information you need to know about Prop 36. I've gone through it. It's pretty easy to use. It also shares how business owners and residents can request assistance or any resources they may need.
How do you feel, people? If you're a business owner, how do you feel? As a customer, how do you feel? Like I said, you know, in some of these big cities after 6 o'clock at night, ain't nobody coming out, especially families and especially elderly people. And those folks got deeper pockets than the kids. So it's hurting the merchants. So I'm glad the law is out here. Last video, it's a tearjerker.
For shoplifting.
Operation Ugly Sweater.
The sweater stolen.
Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies in the organized retail theft unit are undercover this week.
We're watching 2 businesses
searching for shoplifters showing up in stores alongside paying shoppers buying gifts for the holidays.
After the passage of Prop 36, we now have the ability with 2 previous convictions, even if they're misdemeanor convictions, to be able to charge someone with a felony regardless of the dollar amount.
Before Prop 36 went into place Wednesday, suspects arrested for stealing merchandise under $950 only faced a misdemeanor. And it didn't matter how many previous tickets they had, they didn't spend any time in jail and could keep on shoplifting.
Suspects are very open about the fact that they know that theft in the state of California under $950 is a misdemeanor. They have no problem telling us, well, I didn't steal a felony amount. This is day 2.
Like I said, people, it's about to change. It's about to change. Just wrap your mind around that. This person is in business for business. An international ring. And these are older people. Older people. Going to all the big box stores. And what I can tell you is that when it comes down to million and billion dollar businesses, they don't want any bad press, people. They don't want no bad press. So they're not saying too much. But you know what? The cops are out there. They're undercover. And many of them got mohawks, dreadlocks. They're looking all bummy. You never know who a police officer is these days. So warn people right now, the game has changed. She says, I told you if I had money, I would never do it. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. My thing when I was a teenager and I saw my homies doing this, I was like, you doing this kind of work or you're selling drugs? Why don't you have a way out plan? That is, if you make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, stop. Go to school. or buy a business or buy a 3-flat building or something, but stop. Don't just continue to be a criminal where you over and over and over again. It's crazy. It's crazy, people. Again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, hey, I saw when I was younger. I feel like it's getting worse. Our government is complicit. We know how to stop crime. We just didn't. The Bible talks about lawlessness. We're in that moment. But how do you feel? Is it about time we finally gonna get some teeth in the laws? Is P6 enough? Or should they go to P7, so to speak, or P8? It's crazy. If you're a business owner, sometime 1 or 2 hits in your business like that much theft, you can be out of business, right? It's not fair. I'm Friend Shot Pearson. You guys have a great evening.